I originally decided not to make a video regarding this topic. However, the other day I found myself getting sad over the situation, and I realised actually this is something that I do want to talk about. I think YouTube is such a wonderful community for this. There are so many people that have been through this and talking so openly about it and helping other women. And no matter how common this is, and you hear about it every single day, you never think it's going to be you. I spoke to a friend this week, and she was kind of the first person I really told in person that this had happened, and as I spoke about it, I realised that it's why I needed to do this video, because I don't think really up until now I actually really have acknowledged it. So on the 18th of January I had a miscarriage, and honestly the whole experience for me has been very strange. In my head I sort of think to myself, or I used to think to myself, you know, if that ever happened to me I'd be so distraught, I'd be so heartbroken, you know, you've lost your baby. And that wasn't the case, and it was partly the reason I wasn't going to make this video, because I feel like such a horrible person for not feeling sad about that loss straight away. But then I also think that's why I'm doing this video, because it's not as black and white as that, and it's okay to not feel that pain and that sadness straight away. It's confusing. So my experience was very confusing. At the end of December, beginning of January, I knew I was pregnant. I knew I was pregnant, and I had taken so many tests which all came back negative. I think that if I hadn't have already had a baby, I wouldn't have taken a test. But because I have had a baby, I knew exactly how I was feeling, and that was the exact way I was feeling in the first few weeks of being pregnant with Albie. Everybody kept saying to me, you're crazy, you're not pregnant, you're just overthinking it. And in my heart I just knew. I knew I was pregnant. And it probably got 2 weeks into doing all of these tests daily that I stopped, because I just thought, okay, whatever, like this is becoming way too expensive, we'll just give it a few weeks. And on the 18th of January, it was in the evening, and I went to the toilet, and there was a significant amount of blood. At this time I sort of said to myself, oh okay, I've got my period, maybe I wasn't pregnant after all, because that's exactly what it looked like. Looking back on it now, there was actually a big difference. You know that, at least for me, when I come on my period, it's kind of like a bit of spotting before I properly come on my period, whereas with this, it was just blood straight away. There was no warning of a period whatsoever. I usually get ovulation pain, which I didn't have. I put a pad on The next day I didn't have anything, and I thought that's really strange. On this particular day we were going away for the weekend, or away for the week, and later on that following day I passed a clot, which would have been my baby. And when it happened, I knew that that's what it was. And there was kind of like a moment of, I don't really know what to do, because this is my baby, like, you know, like, that has to now go down the toilet on a piece of tissue paper, which was just very weird for me. And I think it was also so weird because it'd been so many weeks of like thinking I was pregnant, but there being so many negative tests. Although in my heart, like, I knew that that's what that was, I kind of like held on to hope a little bit, I think, and I thought, you know, maybe this is implantation bleeding. I had never experienced this with my first, and so, but I knew it was a thing, and I thought, you know, maybe it's just implantation bleeding, you know, it's probably fine. And so I did a test once I had bled, and it came back positive. This was obviously the first test that had come back positive since the beginning of all of this, me thinking I was pregnant. And you would have thought there would have been relief, but I think where I knew, like, that's why there wasn't. I took another 2 tests the following day, which came back positive also, but the second test I took, the line came back much fainter. That's when I was like, okay, like, this is what's happened. It is just such a strange experience. Obviously it was very early on. I would have only been 3 weeks pregnant, but I think the reason that's just so sad is that's how many weeks I was when I found out I was pregnant with Albie. I'm so happy that it wasn't a case of being 12 weeks pregnant and then miscarrying, because I can't even begin to imagine how difficult that must be. But as a few weeks have gone by, I haven't really thought about it too much. I did get sad about it, and I was kind of happy that I was acknowledging it and I was actually feeling something, because initially I didn't feel anything because I didn't know how to feel. And I've now realised that I don't need to feel guilty about not feeling anything. I think that's completely normal. I think I felt as if I was making a big deal out of nothing. But I think it's more just, it could have been. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense, does it? And I am sure, you know, this happens so often, early miscarriages. And like I said, if I hadn't been pregnant before and I didn't know what I was looking for, I would have just thought it's an early period. I would have thought nothing of it. Or it's just random spotting. I don't know, it was just the fact that it was, you know, it was gonna be a baby. I feel loads better for talking about it though. You just never think it's gonna be you, do you? And it makes you question things. It makes you question why. Like, why was it necessary? Why did I have to like take a test again? Why did I have to know I was pregnant? There are reasons for everything, I suppose. And maybe it just wasn't the right time for us. It's such a stressful time in our lives right now, and so many big things are happening that realistically it wouldn't make sense for there to be another baby, but at the same time it doesn't make it any easier. That's our baby. If you've been through an early miscarriage and you're not really sure how you're feeling, it's okay. And even if you have miscarried later on in pregnancy, I'm so sorry. And if you still don't know how you feel, that's fine too. We don't know why these things happen. It seems so cruel, and it's nothing that you've done wrong. And that little baby just had better places to be. If you're feeling alone, or if you just need someone to chat to, I'm here. Please either comment below or give me a message. I'd be happy to talk. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to who's been through something similar. It's such a weird mix of emotions, and you don't really know what to make of it. And while all this is happening, you have to try and figure this out for yourself whilst keeping your head up and going about your normal daily life, looking after another baby. So yeah, if you need a chat, come chat to me. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks for letting me talk. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to be telling the internet this and not somebody I know, but it feels good. I think it kind of feels nice to talk to someone you don't know. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.